Hi children, we know about the maps generally we are using in live classrooms. India maps, India political and physical maps. World maps, world political and physical maps. Like that, continents and the features. But we don't know how much time it had taken to form these maps. Let us see the reading maps and analysis of maps. The history of cartography traces this development of cartography or map mapping technology in human history. Maps have been one of the most important human inventions for millennia, allowing humans to explain and navigation their way through the world. The earliest surviving maps, including cave paintings and etchings on Tuscan stone, followed by extensive maps produced by Babylon, Greece, Rome, China, and India. The maps are two-dimensional constructs. Greece maps have projected onto a three-dimensional sphere known as globe. Cave paintings and rock carvings used simple visual elements that may have aided in recognizing landscape features such as hills or dwellings. A map like representation of mountain, river valleys, and routes around Pavlov in the Czech Republic carved on a mammoth task. Okay, this is the mammoth task. First, the oldest surviving map has been engraved on this mammoth tusk, dated around 25,000 BC, found from Pavlov in the Czech Republic. Now it is in Russia. Okay, and the another important earliest map is Sumerian clay tablet. The Sumerian people now called as Iraqi people, so they used to make map the clay. They made about the clay tablets 4,000 years ago. These maps are imprinted on this clay. So they try to keep the records of the lands. These Sumerian temples owned large tracts of land and they had to keep account of income from the lands. That's why they try to keep records of the lands with the help of maps. And also Babylonian also used the same clay to make the maps. They made the maps about 2600 years ago. They imagined the world as a round disk shown below the map. You see, there are two maps, clay maps, and the top one and the below one. And on the below one, there is a clay tablet, and the entire world as a round disk they shown. Inner circle had all the cities, villages, rivers, marshes, and mountains. Babylonian city shown on the middle. I will show. I will show you on the this. This is the Babylonian city. This is shown on the entire center of the map. So beyond the inner circle was better river, and these are this is the better river, eh, and are the oceans in which were seven triangular seven triangular islands. Okay, next, Greek map of the world after Hecates. Greek map mappers, Greek geographers Anaximander, Hectus, Herodotus, these were tried to make maps. They prepared world maps by arranging places from east to west and north to south. Their ideas were similar to the Babylonians. They prepared maps based on travel and descriptions. They traveled very nearby places and faraway places on boats and ships, and what they knew, they recorded and they prepared on the basis of their what they have seen on the maps. They divided the world into three continents. That is Europe. Here you can see. I will show you. Um, this is Europe and Libya. Libya means Africa, Libya, and Asia. So the entire world divided into three continents by these Greek map makers. Made maps accurate with the help of longitudes and latitudes. We are now using these latitudes and longitudes to locate place and to know the time extensively nowadays. Okay, and these maps give more correct information of Europe and nearby countries. They place Greece in the middle. Like the Sumerians, Babylonians, these Greece people also put their Greece in the middle of the map. Okay, now map of all Idris. Like the Sumerians, Babylonians, and Greece, Arab people also tried to make maps. Al Idrisi, one of the map maker from Arabia, used to made map for his king in 1154, and he shown Eurasian continent fully and part of North Africa in his map. So he showed the south towards the top. Generally, we have seen or we are recognizing, we are locating north on the top side and south on the downside nowadays. But in this map, all Idrisi pointed south towards the north and north towards the south, the bottom side. Or you can see the Arabia shown in the middle. So these people also, like Babylonians, Greeks, and Sumerians, these people also shown their country in the middle of the world. Okay, now according to the Bible, let us see. European map makers influenced by the religious ideas of the Bible, because Bible is a holy book of the Christians. So according to the Bible preachers, they made some maps. Okay, they were shown um, the entire continents, the entire world covered with oceans. And here, these European map makers also shown three continents. They are Asia, Europe, and Africa. Asia, Europe, and Africa. You see here, I will show you Asia. This is the entire Asia, and Africa. This is Africa, and this is the Europe. Okay, okay. So Asia considered the largest and the most important continent because the Asia has given a huge prominence and keep at the top and drawn in a big size. So they prepared maps after learnt from Ptolemaic books. They revised this. map after they learnt a lot of things from the Ptolemy's books, not from the Ptolemy's maps. Okay, now map of Ptolemy. Let us see. Romans also wanted to conquer the world. Roman people, we have well familiar with the Alexander. Alexander the Great came to India from the Greece. Okay, Rome. He belongs to the Roman Empire. Emperor. He wanted to conquer the world and also trade with the other countries. Like that, Roman people also wanted to conquer the world and build colonies and trade with the knowing about places near and far and interested in making maps. So, Roman traders established trading stations on Indian coasts. Ptolemy prepared detailed maps of the world using latitudes and longitude. As I told you earlier, latitudes and longitudes are most important imaginary lines to know the places and know the time also. Okay, so whatever the place, wherever that place, want to know that particular area and to know the minerals and resources. We have to know about this longitudes and latitudes. So one of the drawback is in this map also they kept the Rome in the middle of that entire map. So they have also showed the middle in that map Romans also. Now let us see the improvement version of the Gerardus Mercator map. Car paintings and rock paintings used simple visual elements that may have aided in recognizing landscape features such as hills or dwellings. But the Mercator projection, developed by Flemish geographer Gerardus Mercator, was widely used as the standard two-dimensional projections of the Earth for world maps until the late 20th century, when more accurate projections were formulated. Mercator was also first to use and popularize the concept of the atlas as a collection of maps. As you have seen in the first map and also in the second map, they have drawn the longitudes and latitudes. There are 90 longitudes on the eastward and 90 longitudes on the west side, and total longitudes are 180. And like that, there are yeah, 90 latitudes on the north side and 90 latitudes on the south side. Okay, so Gerardus Mercator uh, is the father of the Dutch cartography. He invented Mercator projection. He devised a method for showing the correct shape and directions of the continents, but with distortions and of sizes and distances. With this accuracy, most of the officers are navigators in the aeroplanes and navigations and the ships mostly using these maps projected by the Gerardus Mercator. Okay, this is the early map of India. When European powers colonized the entire continents, as they need to know places, climate, crops, and minerals, because they want to uh, rule the entire world and they want to colonize that particular place and they want to trade with these countries. That's why um, they, they sent scientific expeditions consisting of map makers. They established survey of India in India, uh, and James Runnell was the surveyor general. Runnell prepared the India maps in India. So in 1802, William Lambton began survey from Chennai and calculating in the Himalayas. Why he started from Chennai and moved towards the north? Because it is from the ocean, the minimum sea level, and if we go from south to north in India, we will go upper latitudes and also high elevation. We will reach the high elevation. That's why I have chosen from Chennai to Himalayas. This task was completed by Sir George Everest. That's why the Mount Everest is known as after the George Everest. Okay, this is the present world map after the after